Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a beauty Q&A, so this can include anything as far as things that I've had done, if you will, not like plastic surgery. Never went there, never went that far, but I have had my eyebrows microbladed, I do have lash extensions, and I do have hair extensions. So I opened it up to you guys on Instagram to see if you guys had any specific questions about any of those things that I have personally done, because quite a few of you have messaged me on Instagram asking specific questions about these things and asking if I had a specific video dedicated to each one, and I really don't, other than my hair extensions. I do have a video entirely dedicated to that. Everything else, I thought it would be cool to just put it in one video and also open it up to any general makeup questions or hair questions or nails, tanning, anything like that that you guys have. So I have a list of the questions that you guys submitted, so we will go through these and I will finally let you guys in on all of the secrets. They're not really secrets, but I guess I just haven't really talked about a lot of the things in detail. So anyways, let's just get started with all of these questions. This is gonna be a weird video for me because I'm usually like showing you things, and today I'm not, so I'm just gonna be like talking with my hands a lot, I feel like. But let's get started talking about the three things that I specifically asked you guys if you had questions about, and those were my brows, my permanent eyebrows that I've had done, my lash extensions, and my hair extensions. So we do have a few questions for all of those, and then I also had another like random category. So we'll get to those at the end. I will try to remember to put timestamps in case there's only like one thing that you are interested in, then you can just go to that portion of the video. Let's start with my eyebrows because I feel like that is the thing that I get the most questions about day to day. So yeah, I did have them microbladed, even though I feel like my brow technician, if you want to call her that, she didn't call it microblading. She called it something else that she said was more fine than microblading. So that's what she did on me, and that is what I will be talking about today, but it's very similar to microblading, I think. But the first question is, where did I go to get mine done? Did I do it here in Roanoke, Virginia, where I live? And the answer is yes, I did. I went to Melinda T. Cantor Skincare Consulting. I will link their website down below. It's basically a mom and daughter that run a business. The daughter is the one that usually does the eyebrows. She was great. And this leads me into the next question, or I guess set of questions, and that is, what even is it? And what does that process look like? So basically, I reached out online for a consultation. I went in. You do have to put a little bit of money down at your consultation if you want to proceed. Basically what you do, you go in for a consultation. She draws on your eyebrows with a very fine like pencil, and she tries, so you work together to get a shape. So when I went in, I was telling her like, I don't want them to be super thin, but because I've always had like naturally really thin eyebrows, and I will also try to insert some pictures of like my eyebrows before filling in eyebrows was a thing. And you can see they were very thin. I've always had like a very strong arch to my eyebrow, so that wasn't really something we had to create. I already had that. Basically, you just work with her to develop what you want. If you're someone who has a rounded eyebrow, she will work with you and develop an arch in your eyebrow. Since I already had an arch, basically what we did with mine was just elongate my eyebrow, because I had kind of been filling them in like starting here. So she brought them in a little bit and drug them out a little bit. It just got to a point where I just wasn't, I don't know, just something was up with my eyebrows, and I was filling them in like in a way that was, I don't know, it was just getting way too much. Like I would just mess it up and then I would add more, and then they would end up being like really thick and just not natural looking at all. And that is the reason that I decided to go get my eyebrows microbladed, because I was just like sick of doing my eyebrows like every day. I love doing makeup, but the one thing I hated was doing my eyebrows, because I would, like I said, it would just take so much time and they would end up looking like thick and just not cute, girl. So that's why I reached out, and I'm so happy I did. In my opinion, is it worth it? 100% yes. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. And if you are someone who your eyebrows are super, super thin, or you have a rounded eyebrow and you're just like, I cannot get the arch right when I do my makeup, any person like that, this is totally worth it. So yeah, you go for a consultation. She'll draw on your brows with a thin pencil. Of course, it's not going to look the exact same because a needle is a lot thinner than any pencil could ever get, but that kind of gives you an idea. You kind of approve it. You say, hey, can I make this a little longer? Can I make this a little higher? Whatever. Then you will schedule your 2 sessions. So you have to do it in 2 sessions. The first session, I think, takes like 3 hours, and then you have to wait 6 weeks for that round to heal, because of course you're basically getting a tattoo on your face, so it's going to scab and all of that. You have to take care of it, and just like you would a tattoo. And then 6 weeks later you'll have your second session, just to touch up any places that might have flaked off during the healing process. So your second session is literally exactly like your first session. It is 3 to 4 hours. It lasts forever. I mean, it's a tattoo, of course. You wash your face and put makeup on every day, so you might have to have it touched up every once in a while. A lot of people go once a year for a touch-up. I am approaching, I think, 6 months. I don't know. I just don't see myself really needing a touch-up in a year, but she said that if you feel like you do, you can always reach out and they can schedule that. And the biggest question that I get regarding my eyebrows is, does microblading hurt? And unfortunately, I don't have a sugar-coated answer for this, and this is just my opinion, but yeah, it hurt pretty bad. It depends on what you think hurts. To me, it was extremely uncomfortable pretty much the entire time. I would say the first half of the session, you're like, oh, this isn't bad at all. They do put numbing cream on your eyebrows. Once I reached the halfway point in the session, my eyebrows were just very, like, inflamed, it felt like, and although they were numb, that I couldn't necessarily feel the actual blade going into my skin. It just, the pressure of her rubbing them and doing the strokes just was really, really uncomfortable. So it's kind of like you, I don't know, had a scab and someone was just kept like pushing it and rubbing it and something like that. That's the best way I could describe it. And I do have a pretty high pain tolerance, I would say. And I do have 2 tattoos. I have 1 tattoo on my foot. That one didn't hurt at all. I could have sat there all day. And then I do have 1 tattoo here on my wrist, and that one hurt a little more, but it was on my wrist. And I would say my eyebrows was right up there in that pain level, because I mean, it's basically a tattoo on your face. The only difference is they don't numb you for tattoos. So if you've had a tattoo, I feel like you'll be fine. You can definitely know what to expect, and this is a little different because they do use numbing cream, but it is on your face, so it just makes it a little bit more uncomfortable. And to maintain them afterwards, all you really do is just rub like an oil or like an ointment, like moisturizer on them that they give you. You can't get them wet for like a week, and you have to like try to stay out of the sun for a little bit, like no tanning, things like that. And then the only other question I have about my brows is, do I still fill them in on a day-to-day basis? And I do, but that's really only because once you put makeup on, they kind of like, I don't know, get lighter because your foundation covers them, or you might get powder on them, whatever. So I just go in with a Brow Wiz pencil or a really thin brow pencil and just fill in the strokes and things like that. But this is the shape that she created. I do have them filled in today, like I said, just with a small brow pencil, but I don't go crazy. It takes me less than 5 minutes now, whereas I used to sit there for, I could literally sit there for an hour doing my stupid eyebrows. So I do still fill them in, but if you didn't want to, you definitely don't have to. And when they're healing, you can't really fill them in. I would just have to carefully do my foundation around them, which wasn't bad. I mean, you get used to it pretty quickly, and you just love the way they look. I remember I just loved it as soon as I got them done. All right, let's move on to the second most asked about thing, and that is lash extensions. So the obvious question here, of course, is where do I get them done? Do I get them done where I live? And who does them? So yes, I do get them done in Roanoke, Virginia, where I live. And the girl that does mine, she just opened like her new own little business called Beauty by Iverson. And I've had them done by 2 different people in Roanoke, and she's definitely my favorite. She does them phenomenally, and her little setup is so comfortable to like lay in because you're there for like an hour. She does them really quick too. So she's amazing. I will have her Instagram linked down below if you are in the same area and are interested in setting up a consultation with her. Probably the second most asked question for lash extensions is how much do they cost, and is it worth the money? What is the cost to maintain them? So I get a lot of different questions about that. And this really just depends on your area. I mean, that's gonna, with all of these things, it just depends on your area. If you live in a bigger city, I hate to break it to you, but it's gonna be way more expensive than what I'm telling you today. Ivy charges, the girl that I see, I don't want to mess up her prices, but so basically there are different prices for a 2-week fill, a 3-week fill, and a 4-week fill. And then of course a full set. So if you've never had lash extensions and you just go for a full set, I think it's gonna run about $100, maybe a little more. And then of course whatever you tip, which I usually tip 15 to 20%. So when I first started getting them, I would wait 4 weeks because the way that she does lashes, like they will last 4 weeks and still look pretty dang good. So I would honestly go sometimes 3 to 4 weeks and then see her, and I would just pay a little more. I mean, it ends up equaling out. But if you go every 2 weeks, I think it's only $60 each time, I think. So say it's $60 for a 2-week fill and you tip 20%, that would be $72, and you get them done every 2 weeks, so that would be $144 a month, which I know to some of you might seem like a lot, and it is. I mean, of course, you could use that money on groceries or towards your mortgage, towards your car payment, whatever. I totally get that, but for me, right now, first of all, why I even got lash extensions was because I was going on my bachelorette trip and I wanted to not have to worry about them like while I'm at the pool and the beach and just all of that stuff, and they are totally worth it for that. You wake up and you feel glamorous no matter what. I love them. I honestly didn't think that I would love them as much as I did. I was like, I'll get them for that and then I'll be fine. Like, I'm not gonna continue to do them. But I have continued to do them because I do think that they're worth it, and I just love them. Like, it makes getting ready so much more convenient. I don't have to spend hours on my lashes. I'll also insert a picture of my lashes before, when I was just doing like a crazy amount of mascara, and then lashes now, of course, with my lash extension. So I'll insert both of those pictures here. So that is the cost of them, and I will say I've went another place in Roanoke, and it was like a more well-known salon, and they were charging me like $100 for a 2-week fill. I can't do that, you know? So Ivy, the girl I see now, she does an, if you're watching this, shout out, because she does an amazing job. They last longer, they look more full and voluminous how I like them, and they're cheaper, and she's quicker. So honestly, she checks all of my boxes, and that is who I will continue to go see. Which brings me to the next question, classic or volume. So you can either get classic lashes, which are just gonna be very natural looking lashes, or you can do volume, which is what I do, and that is what Ivy specializes in. So I'll try to get close right now so you can see. My skin is doing some wild things, guys, so do not judge. But here are my lashes, the way that they look today. This is just after, I think I got them done last week, so they haven't been done for very long, and I'm obsessed with them. I just love them so much. Like I said, I totally think they're worth it, and these are the volume. She could do them thicker if you wanted. I just, you know, I've been going to her for a while. We've kind of figured out what I like, what looks good on me, and what doesn't. Someone else asked if I do all one length or staggering lengths. I personally like staggering lengths. And then another question, does it hurt your real lashes, or does it make your real lashes fall out? You really have to go to a person who knows what they're doing. If you go to your friend who just randomly got certified in lashes and you don't know really if she knows what she's doing, but she's gonna do it for free, awesome, then you could run into an experience where it does mess up your real lashes. Like I said, I've went to 2 people in Roanoke where I live, and both of them have said my lashes still look great, my real lashes. So that's all I haven't seen my real lashes because, like I said, I've been getting them done consistently. I haven't not had them, but I have not noticed any pain with it. No more lashes falling out than normal, and based on what they tell me, my lashes are still very healthy. You have to take care of them. You can't just sit here and rub your eyes and, you know, put a bunch of mascara on them and then rub it off. If you do that, of course, it's going to damage your lash extensions and your real lashes, but I be sure to be very careful. I brush them every day. I do not rub my eyes, and I don't put mascara on them. And if you do put mascara on them, which I do if it's like a 3 to 4 week fill at that point, I like literally on the very tips just do one flick and you're good. You don't need a lot of that at all. So as long as you take care of them and as long as you go to someone who knows what they're doing, you should not have any issues with it damaging your real lashes. And then another person asked if they were high maintenance, which I really don't think so at all. I don't even do anything different. All I do is brush them every day, and that's usually when I'm doing my makeup. And if I don't put makeup on that day, I just do it at night quickly. Next up in the categories is my hair extensions, and I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on this because I do have an entire video dedicated to my hair extensions. It's an old video, but I will link it down below because all of that stuff is still pretty accurate. So first, I guess I will start with the different brands and styles and kinds of extensions you can get. What the heck, there's so much with hair now, like so many things you can do with your hair. So I will quickly run through all of the different options and talk about my personal experience. So of course you have your clip-in extensions. That is the most traditional thing that people use because it's easy. You can take them in, take them out, whatever you want to do. Next is tape-in extensions, which is what I have, and those are a little more permanent. You cannot really take them out yourself. I mean, I wouldn't recommend it. Third, you have the little halo hair extensions now that we're seeing that are just like a band that you stick around. Haven't tried that. And then there are like micro or nano beaded hair extensions that are a little more natural looking, and those are probably more expensive and take a lot more time. Whatever takes more time takes more money. Those are kind of the extensions that I of course know about. So I've only tried clip-in hair extensions and tape-in hair extensions. As for clip-in extensions, I wore clip-in extensions for probably a good year of high school, and then I tried them again right before I got my tape-ins. As far as the clip-ins I wore in high school, I literally just went to Sally Beauty Supply and got, I think they were like the Remy brand, just like Remy hair. And those were pretty good. I mean, they lasted for a good year. I put them in and out every single day. I washed them like I should, and they lasted me for a good year. And I actually still have those. They're probably at my parents' house somewhere, but yeah, they lasted pretty good. I'll maybe insert a couple pictures of me wearing them. I wore them for prom and things like that. I wore them every day in high school because I was that bitch that just wanted hair extensions in high school. But like I said, I researched, I took care of them, and they lasted a year. The next set of clip-ins that I got was from Bellamy, which, woo, Bellamy has some good quality hair. I really love their hair extensions. If you have the money, I would definitely recommend getting Bellamy hair extensions. There are so many coupon codes out there online. I don't have one because I'm not sponsored, but I know so many other people here on YouTube do have coupon codes, and you can probably find them online. So I don't know, I think that's probably the best in my opinion. I've also heard of a lot of other companies that I really can't speak of because I haven't tried them, but for me the best quality was Bellamy, and that is the most well-known, most reputable company. So I would definitely recommend looking into theirs. They have so many color options as well. As far as my tape-in extensions, the brand of my hair is Donna Bella, and that is just who my salon uses. I go to a girl that I went to high school with. She does them. Her name is Megan. Shout out to Megan. She does a great job. I've went to her for years now. So that's just what brand of hair that they use, and I mean, it has been fine. Like, I mean, I've worn them for over a year now, and this is what I will have on my wedding day. And I really like the hair. I think it's great. It's very natural. Like, tape-ins are so much more natural looking than clip-ins in my opinion, and you don't have to worry about putting them in and out every day. The maintenance is the exact same as your normal hair. You wash your hair just like you normally would. I mean, you have to scrub a little more intensely just to get in between the wefts and stuff, or the tapes and everything. But I don't find it to be difficult at all. Other than that, there's really no maintenance. You just have to put oil on them every day, which you should be doing with your own hair anyways, on the ends at least. And then I braid my hair every night and sleep in it that way, just to protect it so it doesn't get so tangly. Of course, every 6 to 8 weeks you have to go in and get them moved up, and every year or so you'll have to buy new hair. So that brings us to, what is the cost of hair extensions? And this is definitely the most costly thing that I've done. It depends on how much hair you get. I wanted really long, full, thick hair, so I got 5 packs of 22-inch extensions is what I have in right now. And I believe it was like $400-ish. And then of course, every 6 to 8 weeks when you do go and have them moved up, you will have to pay for your stylist to do that. And of course, whatever coloring that you want done as well. So that just honestly varies between stylists. I'm not even gonna sit here and try to tell you what that would cost. It's just going to be setting up a consultation with someone in your area and seeing what they do charge for that. And of course, what brand of hair they use could greatly impact that price of the hair that I told you. Like I said, I live in a smaller town, and that is actually pretty cheap compared to what I was originally looking at online. So when I was seeing online it cost $1,000 for hair extensions than the length that I wanted, and then I go into my salon and she says, oh, it's like $400 for the hair. To me, I was like, oh, okay, that's really not bad. So it's just a comparison thing, and I think that's why I ended up going with it. Plus, I just wanted, my hair was so damaged, guys. Like, my real hair, so damaged. So having these in, I don't put heat on my real hair as much. I just let my real hair be. And so it actually helps my real hair grow quite a bit. And I wanted long hair for my wedding and for all of these like wedding events coming up. So I pretty much got them for that. And then after my honeymoon, I do plan on taking them all out and cutting my hair pretty short and just starting over with my real hair. So we will see, but honestly, I'm gonna tell you guys, once you get once you get tape and extensions, you will never want to go back to your real hair, because afterwards your real hair just feels so much thinner. It's not that your hair is thinning out, it's just that you were used to having this extra pound of hair in your head and now you don't. So it's gonna be hard to adjust back to your real hair. That's the dealio with hair extensions, guys. Now moving on to other random questions about makeup, beauty, things like that. So we will start with the makeup questions first, and the first one that I will talk about is my go-to foundation. So I'm gonna ask my go-to foundation, and I have a few here to show you. These have been my go-to foundations as of recently. If you watch my videos, you know I'm a foundation mixer. I almost always mix 2 foundations together, and these are the 3 that I have been loving lately. If I had to pick one that's been my go-to for over a year, 2 years now, it would definitely be the Urban Decay All Nighter. A lot of people don't like this according to the Sephora reviews, but I love it. And I have combination skin. It's a waterproof long wear liquid foundation. This stuff stays on me like no other. And then the 2 I've been using more recently, honestly just because they are in lighter shades and I do not have a tan right now, are these 2. And this is the Givenchy Teint Couture Everwear. I have no idea if I said that right, but as long as you say it with an accent right, then it sounds okay. But apparently this is a 24-hour wear, satin finish, full coverage, and comfort. And I would agree with all of those things. I do think it's full coverage. I do think it stays on for quite some time. And I do think it is a satin finish. I have these 2 mixed on today. And the Givenchy, I just feel like gives it a little bit of a more natural looking finish because it is that satin finish. And I mixed it with the Huda Beauty, what is this? The Faux Filter High Coverage Cream Foundation. Again, as you can see, I'm a full coverage gal, and these are my 3 favorite full coverage foundations as of right now. Another lady asked, she said that she was 44 and that she's looking for her go-to foundation that is a medium coverage, but that's not going to settle into fine lines and wrinkles. And honestly, there are a lot of foundations that I could sit here and recommend, but I do think a primer is really gonna help with this situation, and anything for me that helps to smooth out your skin is going to be like a silicone based primer. So this is one of my favorites. This is the Urban Decay Self-Adjusting Complexion Primer. But also, and this also helps with redness a lot, guys. I really love this stuff for redness or shine control. I feel like it fills in those gaps of the fine lines and the wrinkles and the texture that I've been having, like anything like that. So I think a primer is going to be good for something like that and really key in making sure your foundation doesn't just sink right into those places. Another good one would be the Benefit Poreless or Pore Professional or something like that. Whatever it is, I will have it linked down below. But the Pore Professional, I can't speak, but that one is always a fan favorite. It's a classic primer and it is still one of my favorites because again, it sinks into those fine lines for you, and it helps your foundation just glide on really smoothly. As far as a foundation that would be good for that, unfortunately the two that come to my mind are very expensive, and I haven't played around with enough drugstore foundations to be able to recommend a drugstore one that would be good for this situation. But the two that come to mind are the Giorgio Armani foundations. The Luminous Silk foundation I've heard is amazing for that. I haven't played around with it enough to really sit here and give you a 5-star review for it, but the one that I have used a lot, went through a whole bottle of it, is the Giorgio Armani Power Fabric Foundation. It's like a medium coverage foundation, but it just glides on the skin so smoothly. It is amazing. So if you have a Sephora near you, I just recommend going and getting a couple of samples of both of those foundations, because I think they might be worth it for something like that. But that's the only thing that I could think of when it comes to that. Someone else asked the best lip product to wear on their wedding day, and as of right now, I think I am going to be wearing the Kylie lip kit in Bare on my wedding day. And I just got the lip kit. It came with the Bare lip liner and then the Bare velvet lip. Her stuff just stays on my lips for so long, and I've honestly not found anything that stays as long as these products, and to me they don't dry out my lips. I feel like her very first formula did, but the newer ones that I've gotten really have not done that to me at all. So that is really the only thing that I would recommend as far as if you want something that's going to be on there all day. Another question was the best drugstore makeup brands, and if you guys want, I can do a video all about my drugstore favorites. But I did pull a few items to share with you guys today. I'm gonna run through them quick. Eyeshadow Makeup Geek is going to be the best quality eyeshadow that you can find sort of at a drugstore. It's only at Target right now, but woo, guys, Makeup Geek shadows are the best. Other than that, I haven't played around recently with a lot of eyeshadow from the drugstore, but Maybelline, L'Oreal are always my go-to. Physicians Formula always has good stuff. NYX, always good stuff. Speaking of Physicians Formula, my favorite products from them are the butter products. You guys have to try them. They're so good. Physicians Formula is amazing. Their butter bronzer is to die for. I have it on today. And then the butter highlighters are another amazing product. I don't have on these today, but this one did crack on me, but I still use it. But they're so soft that I really wasn't even disappointed when it cracked. I was just like, it's just so soft that it's honestly gonna do that, you know? Just like the Becca highlighters, they are so soft that they kind of crack easily, but I still get use out of it, and these are amazing. This one's in Champagne, and then this one is in Pearl. A L'Oreal product I love is the Paradise Enchanted Scented Blush in the shade Charming, and I've talked about this so much on my channel. It is amazing. It's honestly one of my favorite blushes of all time, not even just from the drugstore, but like of all time. It is so good, so definitely check that out. Another L'Oreal product I love is my telescopic mascara, especially if you're into the lash extensions. This is perfect for your bottom lashes. Lastly, so many lip products can be found at the drugstore, guys. Like, so many good lip products. I love these Maybelline lipsticks, and this one is in Touch of Spice. So good. These are both like very fall colors, but they have neutrals as well. And then this one's in Divine Wine. Really good lipsticks and beautiful pigmentation. Another lipstick from L'Oreal is this one. This one's an All Out Pout, and I use this guy so freaking much. And then my favorite lip glosses by far from the drugstore are these Maybelline Elixir lip glosses. I've had these for quite some time now, but they are amazing. They're so smooth, not sticky, very pigmented. Beautiful. And then a couple of other quick questions. Someone asked a skincare routine for dry skin. This is something I should pretty much just film a video on, because my skin has transformed into more of the dry side, which I never thought would happen. I love the Fresh Hydration Mask, sleeping mask that is. The Drunk Elephant moisturizers are a must if you have really dry skin. I know it's a splurge, but guys, it is worth it. I have the polyproteiny peptide whatever, but my mom has dry skin and she uses the whipped one. It's like the whipped moisturizer, which I think I might transition to next since my skin is being so difficult and dry. But both of those moisturizers, you cannot go wrong. If you have extra dry skin, get the whipped one. If you have more oily skin, get the other one. But those are some things that I love to do. Also just not over exfoliating, which is something that I've really had an issue with because my skin was just doing so much crazy stuff, and I was like, exfoliate, 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 and now I think my skin's like, whoa. The last question was about my nails, and someone just asked, do I prefer acrylic SNS or gel? I have gotten SNS or dip powder for years now. Actually, my college friend, Kinsey, shout out if you're watching, Kinsey, introduced me to dip powder years ago. And it was so funny because no one had heard of it then. And she's like, yeah, you have to do it. And then it came to our little college town and everyone did it. And then it now is everywhere. So I've always gotten dip powder, and this is what my nails look like. I ask for the coffin shape when I go. That was another question that I got quite a bit whenever I post my nail photos. And I just pick the colors that they have there. Every salon has different colors. I tried to take a picture of them, so if you guys ask, I can tell you. But yeah, I get SNS. I definitely recommend SNS. It is the most healthy way to wear fake-ish looking nails. So most of these are my real nails. They've just grown out over time, and they put this like dip powder that hardens and looks like acrylic nails, but it's not. So yeah, definitely recommend SNS. But that is everything, guys. This was probably a long video because I had so much to cover and I have so many thoughts and so many details that I want to include. But I really hope that this video was helpful for you guys. If it was, give it a thumbs up and let me know down below what you learned or what you are excited about trying out, whether it's makeup related, hair, lash extensions, microblading. Are you gonna go that far? I don't know. But anyways, I love to talk to you guys in the comments down below, so definitely leave me a comment, and of course subscribe down below if you are not already, and I will talk to you all very soon in my next video. Bye, guys.
We got something magical.